What's up, gamers? Today we're going over the Venusaur Pokemon Center deck with Yukaze here.
Hello.
A
Alright, so we're going to start off with the Venusaurs. We have 3 of the base set Venusaur and 1 Harvest Bounty Venusaur. If you've seen the deck play, the Harvest Bounty Venusaur, that just lets you ramp up your energy. Keep in mind you have to play them both at the same time, and they don't have to be grass energy. So it can be any energy you play. The base set Venusaur with Energy Trans, it allows you to freely move your energy. It allows your opponent's Gust of Winds, energy removals, or even if they're about to KO your Pokemon, it allows you to reset your bench, or if something gets gusted out, it allows you to quickly recover. So we run the 4 Venusaur total. We have 4 Ivysaur. Ideally, you'd want to run 4 of this Ivysaur here, simply because of the 80 HP. Though Sleep Seed and the Vine Whip are both good. I happen to have a base set Venusaur or Ivysaur in here, just because I do not have a 4th copy of this one. We have 4 Bulbasaur. Your basic guy goes into Venusaur. In terms of the main killer in the deck, we have the Executor. Using Called Shot with Venusaur energy transferring any number of grass energy to him allows you to snipe out your opponent's bench quite easily. You can play conservatively and only put 3 grass energy on the Executor, which allows you to snipe out things like Pichus and Cleffas, Igglybuffs, all those good things. Or once it gets to late game and you have a lot of energy build up on your field, you can use Called Shot to do 80-90 damage and snipe out stage 1s. Super Explosion is also good. It doesn't have to be energy attached to Executor, so you can always build up energy in the back row, and if you need 1 hit for the final knockout, you can always discard 8 or 9 energy on your field to almost guarantee the knockout. Though keep in mind, it is a possibility you roll tails on every single one. The executes we're using with this one is this one here. Simply because it has Growth Spurt, it allows you to ramp out your grass energies. Sleep Powder is also good because the sleep is on a coin flip, but most of the time you're just using your Growth Spurt to boost out more grass energy. Another option is the original Executor Execute that has 50 HP. It's a little bit more survivable. You don't have to worry about like a fire Pokemon doing 20 damage with weakness and just knocking it out in 1 hit. We run 1 Igglybuff. That's simply to stop Aerodactyl. However, it's also good against like a Vileplume, or a Dark Vileplume rather, that your opponent has. Or if they have like a Mr. Mime on their bench, you can turn off its ability and then use Executor in order to snipe it off. This deck we have 3 Cleffa. A little bit controversial, however, I really just don't like losing to failing Cleffa flips in the mirror. And then we also have 2 Vending Mr. Mime. This is simply to try and help with Grass's fire weakness. It can also help if you're up against like Steelix, where they have that grass resistance. It helps mitigate some of its defenses. However, with the Executor, it doesn't apply weakness or resistance for the Called Shot. So if you do get their Steelix on the bench, you can do a lot of damage to it simply by hitting it with Called Shot. In terms of the trainers that we have in here, we have 2 Professor Oak, 2 Professor Elm, 3 copies of Copycat. With this deck, I try and have as much card draw as possible. The reason being, like I said with the Cleffa, a lot of times you're going to end up with a Cleffa v Cleffa at the start of the game, and what can end up happening is if you fail your flip for the baby rule, and your opponent gets that flip, it can really put you on the back foot. The Professor Elms and Copycats help negate that, because if they win their Cleffa flip, you can copycat it to automatically get a fresh 7. That way, if you do fail your Cleffa flip, it doesn't put you on the back foot nearly as badly. We have one Pokemon Fan Club in the deck, just to get your basics. Can also get babies. It's just an all-around good card. Got 1 Town Volunteers. If they do happen to knock out one of your Pokemon that has all the energy attached to it, you can use this to put energy back into your deck. You can also use it to reset like a Venusaur line or any type of Pokemon line you have in there. That's just a generally good card. We have 2 Gust of Wind. Typically in this deck, you're going to be gusting away their babies in order to bring up a Pokemon with a high retreat cost. That way, your Executor can start hitting freely on the bench while their active Pokemon is stuck there. 2 Computer Search. Searches up any card in your deck. Generally pretty good. 2 Item Finder. Gets back any trainer in your discard pile. Again, generally pretty good. 2 Energy Removals. This is more for tempo. If it sets your opponent back a turn simply enough. If they're running Steel, it's good to hit the Steel. Otherwise, it's mostly used, like I said, for tempo. And then we have 3 Pokemon Center in the deck. The nice thing about Venusaur's Energy Transfer is it allows you to move all your energy to one of your Pokemon that doesn't have any damage counters on it. Then use Pokemon Center to scoop up all the damage counters on all your other Pokemon, and then redistribute your grass energy as you see fit. In the deck, it's a good idea to always hold on to a basic Pokemon in your hand. That way, if you're going up against a Steelix, and they do put 10 damage across your entire bench, you can play a fresh bench Pokemon, then Pokemon Center everything up. That way you don't lose all your energy. Alright. Last but not least, we have 2 Warp Energy. Venusaur has a 2 retreat cost, and it's better to use this instead of discarding Grass Energy. And then we have 14 Grass Energy. This is what the deck functions on. That's how it works. Keep in mind with Harvest Bounty on this Venusaur, you can always play a Grass and a Warp Energy at the same time to move your active to your bench, and then you can always, if you have the base set Venusaur, you can always energy transfer your Grass Energy to wherever you need it. Okay.
All right, cool.
And that's it for the Venusaur deck tech.
Thanks for sharing, man.
Mm-hmm.